Hi, I'm Scott Thompson. And welcome to Post-Mortem.
Can you believe that it's season 3 already? And the whole cast and crew of Hannibal has gone off to Europe. Well, almost the whole cast. But they can't keep me away. I'm heading there to get some culture.
Interesting.
And to get those boys and girls to confess their darkest secrets. Not to mention, to figure out what the heck is happening on this show. I'm sitting here with Bryan Fuller and Steve Lightfoot, the creator and, major domo?
Sure.
Of the show. And it's interesting, we're going to do an overview of the 3rd season of Hannibal and what makes it different from the first 2 seasons. So let's turn to you, the creator. What makes it the most different from the first 2 seasons?
Hannibal is out in the wild,
right,
and in Italy, and he is living the life that we've always wanted him to live, which is one where he is killing openly,
right,
eating openly.
Bonsoir.
And we want him to live that way.
Yes, yes.
You have a very good butcher. I do indeed. The lamb must be newly slaughtered. The organs cooked the same day. I always oversee this process personally.
What was the whole point of the finale was to get into Hannibal's shoes and really see him as someone who could have his heart broken.
Do you think his heart really is broken?
Absolutely. Will Graham broke his heart. And I think that was the most exciting thing for me about doing this project is the opportunity to humanize Hannibal in a way that you hadn't seen before in the books or the movies.
Right.
And what Mads Mikkelsen brings to him, which is so fantastic,
is
this level of mythology. So he's not just a cannibal psychiatrist, he's the devil. He's a fallen angel, and he's here to exploit humanity to the best of his abilities.
Okay.
But both Steve and I love genre storytelling, and it's kind of a tool of genre storytelling to be able to tell a heightened world where ghosts and devils exist. One of the interesting things about Will Graham's relationship with Hannibal Lecter is that he reached a level of intimacy that he had never experienced before in his life. And once that goes away, he's going to seek out that feeling again.
Even though it's not safe. Because I think what we find a lot of the characters in the show doing is they try and get to a place of safety, and then they get there, and it's really boring.
Yeah.
And actually they're missing the thing that wasn't safe, and they're sucked back to it whether they like it or not.
So you're telling 2 stories this season, right?
Yes.
Hannibal Incarcerated.
Yes.
And Red Dragon.
The first 7 is Hannibal on the run, and we end obviously with Hannibal in custody.
Okay.
And we had a lot of fun with that Italian story because it sort of got us out of America. It got, it widened the show, everything we've talked about in terms of just broadening the soap opera. And that story is very Patricia Highsmith, very talented Mr. Ripley.
Yes,
Hannibal
that's another thing I kept thinking about, talented Mr. Ripley. Yeah.
That noirish, everyone's trying to work out what everyone else is up to and get the upper hand. And in the end, Hannibal gets caught, but we're left with the feeling actually he's still got the upper hand somehow. And then we do a pretty bold thing, I think, which is we just jump forward 3 years. And the next episode's 3 years later, and he's been in prison for 3 years. Will has got married. Will is, and we pick it up, and it's, the Dollarhide murders are what bring everyone back into the fold. Visually,
what can we expect? Are there certain visual motifs that will... I said motif.
Something's wrong with motif.
Well, it just felt like a really weird, rap name, motif. Okay, then I'll get blunt. Let's cut to the chase. What's with all the slimy things?
The slimy thing, the oysters really for us was about finding out that oysters are what they gave animals to make them taste better. The fact that Hannibal is constantly feeding Bedelia oysters tells the audience that he's planning on eating her.
That's hilarious. I mean, I always love watching thin actresses try to eat on camera anyways. Pretending to eat. I'm starving.
There's a bucket just off camera.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I've been talking to Bryan Fuller and Steve Lightfoot. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have.
Always. You're a delight.
Even more.
Thank you.
See you next time.